Hey everybody, this is GGB and co-host Puppers coming back for the second quarter of action. And here we go. 3rd and goal. If the Conference USA Vikes can stop them, it'll only be down 17. Now, the Mac Ravens almost came back 17 down in the 4th quarter before if you didn't see the last game, there was a strip sack of Big Ben Roethlisberger that led it to be a 10-point game. Then they went for it on 4th and inches at the 50-yard line. And, they ran a QB draw with Big Ben Roethlisberger. And believe it or not, that didn't work. If you can believe it, Big Ben Roethlisberger is not exactly a mobile quarterback, so running a QB draw didn't make a lot of sense there. But then they ended up driving in the field and getting a touchdown, and it did not work out for the Mac Ravens, but maybe they can stop them here. Maybe go down only 13-0. He has time to scan. He threw it over the middle. It's going to be a 17-0 lead for the independent Chiefs early on. The crowd is hyped. First touchdown for Golden Tate. Actually, never mind. Wait, why would it be a 20? Oh, what? Oh, it's going to be a 21. Never mind. I'm sorry. I thought it was 17 for some reason because I thought they only had 10 points offensively. But no, they have 3 touchdowns, 20. It's gonna be a 21-0 early lead for the independent Chiefs. And you might want to start to come back, Conference USA Vikings. I mean, going down 21-0 is it's pretty huge. Although Justin Yoon, there's no guarantee he makes this extra point, considering he is the worst kicker in the NFL. Turns out, the worst kicker in Madden, he still makes the extra point about 1 billion times out of 1 billion times. So, I guess we're never going to get to see a missed extra point this playoff because I thought it was going to be in this game with Justin Yoon because he's the worst kicker in the entire Madden game. But you can hear Arrowhead. It's a rockin'. They're hyped that their team, this is going to be the only time that they're going to be able to see their team at home. It's not going to happen the rest of the way down the stretch for the independent Chiefs. It's not going to happen. They're going to be the 7th seed. There's only the only way that could happen would be if the Mountain West makes it far, like conference championship far, and the Sun Belt also makes it super far and makes its conference champions far. So, and plus they have to win this game. Period. T.Y. Hilton gets a chance to return this kickoff. Gets at about the 27-yard line, maybe 26-yard line, depending on where they mark it. And back comes on Nick Mullins. And Nick Mullins was having a good drive last time when they were just handing it to Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones had, again, 5 rushes for 31 yards already. He's been very productive on the ground, averaging a little over 6 yards per carry. If you just hand it to him, it seems like you've had success. But every time you put it in Nick Mullins' hands, it seems like he tries to run the ball and fumbles. So, yeah, it's not exactly working well. If you're putting the ball in Nick Mullins' hands, just give it to Aaron Jones every single play. It's the only thing that's seeming to be working. So they go play action here, because why not? And he throws it to, I believe that's Tyler Higbee. And he catches it for about 5 yards. Only 50 total yards on the ground. Yay, 1 reception for 5 yards for Higbee. It has just been a nightmare offensively for Conference USA. You could not have started out worse, but you have to score a touchdown to make this only a 14-point game. Stop the bleeding a little bit. Throws it short to, I believe that's T.Y. Hilton there. Picks up the first down. And, Nick Mullins, 2 for 2 on this drive. Actually, that's Zach Pascal. Zach Pascal out of Old Dominion. The Monarch. And maybe, I don't know if Madden can do this. Maybe they'll bench their starting quarterback. Because, honestly, maybe Jeff Driscoll is better. Nick Mullins has not been doing well early. So, Nick Mullins is going to throw again. He throws it short underneath to Zach Pascal yet again. I mean, it's working so far. Just taking the underneath routes every time. And these little curls working perfectly. And Zach Pascal's running to perfection. Tyler Higbee's been open on the little crossers. So maybe if you just do this little dink and dunk offense for the Conference USA Vikings. Like, take any shots deep if you're Nick Mullins. Just run the ball with Aaron Jones. Take some little dink and dunks. And maybe big run for Aaron Jones. Picks up. He's still going. Picks up about 8 yards on the play. brings up a 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line for this offense. And, I mean, Nick Mullins has been doing well offensively here. Don't want to curse the man. Don't want to curse poor Nick Mullins. But Nick Mullins goes under center here with Tyler Higbee lined up at the tight end spot. Aaron Jones in the back. So he hands it off to Aaron Jones, who's quickly tackled by number 51. I believe that's Kyle Van Noy. Yep, Kyle Van Noy makes the tackle, brings it up a 2nd and 8 for this offense. And again, this linebacker core is probably the strength of this team. You got Fred Warner, Kyle Van Noy, and Jalen Smith. They do the same kind of formation here with Tyler Higbee lined up at the right tight end spot, and they go handoff to Aaron Jones. But this time, Aaron Jones gets about 5 yards on the run, brings up a 3rd and 2. So, interesting decision here. Do you go run again with Aaron Jones, or do you trust Nick Mullins to make a good decision and throw it? Personally, I run with Aaron Jones, the way Nick Mullins has been playing early. Now, on this drive, has been pretty solid, but who knows when he's going to decide to scramble and fumble. So, Travis Fulgham's yet to make a catch. I find that a little bit odd. He's probably their 3rd best receiver, but he's also been huge. So they bring Jeremy Cox onto the field. Their fullback, if you didn't know, I believe out of Old Dominion. Might be another run here to Aaron Jones. They do go run, and he ends up getting a big enough hole. Takes it about 6 yards, which is good, way past enough for a 1st down. 2nd tackle of the day for Fred Warner. I don't know why you're posing on the sidelines, guys. I understand you're up 21-0, but they're driving. Normally you do that when your team does something good. I wouldn't say giving up a 1st down on the 3rd and 2 is good. But maybe this is the offensive strategy for this team. Jeremy Cox, whenever he's been on the field, has provided a solid block. He's been a solid blocking fullback here early. So who knows? Maybe that's the way to go. They decide to go with tight end on the left side with Aaron Jones, and they go draw Aaron Jones, which is just not the way to go when the team knows you're going to run. And Harrison Smith just flies in there, gets the quick tackle on the team, brings up a 2nd and 12. So, the draw does not work here if the team knows you're going to run the ball. Now, if you've been throwing it all day, and then you do the little draw, I mean, it works to perfection because they draws the linebackers out because they think you're going to throw. And if you've been having a good day throwing, for instance, it would work perfectly for the Independence offense. But the draw here just did not work. And they go, Nick Mullins scrambles out. He threw it to Aaron Jones, who's just guarded extremely well by Fred Warner, I believe. Brings up a 3rd and 12, which just, it means Nick Mullins has to throw. And that is not ideal if you're the Vikes here early. Maybe if you can get close enough, you can have your kicker, Chris Boswell, trot on to try this field goal. But line up Aaron Jones right next to the quarterback machine. You know, he's going to go on a running route. He does. Nick Mullins has time to scan. He throws it at about... he throws it at Richie James Jr.'s feet. Maybe he thought the feet were going to make the catch. So it's interesting. I don't know if you send out Chris Boswell to try this really long field goal or you try to pin the Independent Chiefs. But I feel like you got to try to get points on the board. And they do send out Chris Boswell to try this extra long field goal attempt. Let's see if he can make it. They snap it. They hold good. It's up. And it's going to be good. Oh, just barely, though. It made it by a good inch. It was... close. It was about... It could not have been an inch backwards. That would not have gone in. It was literally the longest he could have made it. So, obviously, don't try it anywhere past the 36-yard line because he is not going to make it. But Chris Boswell out to kick it off. Although I feel like it's going to be a little bit short this time after he just kicked the longest field goal I think he can make. So Chris Boswell out to kick it off. It might be a good return opportunity for Golden Tate. Considering the legs a little bit worn. So yeah, he's going to get it right at the goal line. He's able to return this ball to about the 30-yard line. Good field position for the Independent Chiefs coming up. And at least the Vikes got points on the board. I mean, it's still an 18-point game, but they got onto the scoreboard.
Hey everybody, this is GGB, co-host Peppers. We're getting back into it with the Conference USA Vikings at the Independent Chiefs. It's 1st and 10, sitting at the 38-yard line. So, if you're the Conference USA Vikings here, kind of need to stop. Like, You're down by 18, which is never an ideal scenario to be in. Sure, it's a 3-possession game. And I don't know. I always view like 17-point game as a much easier comeback than an 18-point game. I don't know quite why. Probably because it's just 2 touchdowns and a field goal, and that 2-point conversion throws everything up. Or you got to get a touchdown. I view it as such a different game. But Taysom Hill goes shotgun here with Theo Riddick, I guess, lined up beside him. They dumped it off quickly, but it was a quick tackle by, I believe, Kevin Byard. But ends up being almost a no gain. And you can tell this offensive line's playing well. It's a really good offensive line, and you can tell because Conference USA Vikings defensive line is nothing to shrug at. Marcus Davenport, Trey Hendrickson, again, Larry Ogunjobi, Vernon Butler Jr., Vinny Curry. That was Kevin Byard. So Taysom Hill's step back, he throws it short again to Theo Riddick. And Theo Riddick has been a major asset in the passing game here early on. I expected him to see the field, I don't know, a little bit maybe, 1 or 2 plays in this game. He has seen the field a lot. And I could argue that he's seen the field more than Jamal Williams has today. And I think it's because his versatility as a passing back, you can throw it to him in the backfield. But whatever it is, it's making him see playing time. So Taysom Hill goes draw here to Theo Riddick, and it's going to be a quick tackle, though, by, I believe that's O'Shane Zimenez. No, Jamie Collins. I don't know why I thought that was O'Shane Zimenez there, but it ends up being Jamie Collins, brings up a 2nd and 8. And if he forced the field goal here, it's still only a 21-point game. Uh-oh. They bring 2 tight ends on the field, which are Kyle Rudolph and Tyler Eifert, if you were wondering. And Mahomes splits out Theo Riddick, and it looks like he's uncovered until 22, which is probably Bryce Callahan gets over there. They bring a little blitz, and he fired it quickly to, I believe that is Will Fuller, but he ends up getting it just short of a first down. So 3rd and 1 coming up. Let's see if the Vikes could maybe force another fumble by Taysom. That would be huge. Again, this awesome offense has really been trying to shoot this defense in the foot as much as it can, but this Independence offense is nothing to joke at, and I think the ACC's scratching their head. Ooh, but tackle in the backfield, they're going to force this field goal. Nice tackle there by, I believe, Jamie Collins again. Jamie Collins has been making some good plays here early on in this game. And the defense has been not horrible. I got to say, I expected them to be great. They haven't been great. They haven't lived up to what I expected them to be, but they haven't been god-awful. I mean, they only have allowed 2 touchdowns so far. They've forced a fumble. Actually, 2 fumbles. They just only could have... only recovered 1. I think they picked off Taysom Hill. So a lot of things have gone well for this Conference USA defense early. Fortunately, their offense has not been able to produce. Justin Yoon makes that field goal, making it an 21-point game again. This offense has got to score a touchdown. I have to say it. I mean, I think Conference USA Vikings, holding them to a field goal, it's impressive. It's a job well done, really, defensively. Even though they drive the length of the field, bend but don't break, as they say. But, I mean, you have the firepower on offense, Conference USA. You have one of the best running backs in the league in Aaron Jones. You have a stable of wide receivers that are, although not amazing, you don't have an amazing one. You still have some really solid receivers in T.Y. Hilton, Zach Pascal, Travis Fulgham, Richie James Jr. T.Y. Hilton's going to get a chance to return this one. Brings it up to almost the 30-yard line. Looks like about the 29 or 28-yard line. It ends up being the 29. But you have an entire stable of all these players. Tyler Higbee, Jack Doyle, and I'm forgetting their number 2 tight end. But they have a lot of really great players on this team. But it's just Nick Mullins is not getting it there to them. That could have something to do with the offensive line not being the best. And I think that's a large part why Taysom Hill is flashing and Nick Mullins isn't, even though they're very similar overall-wise. I think it's a large part to the offensive line. But you have one tight end on the field. Tyler Higbee lines up to the left. He goes draw here. Actually, play-action draw. A weird play. Nick Mullins scrambles out to the left. He looks like he's going to run here. He does. And he gets 9 yards, almost a first down. Remember, Nick Mullins he's scared a lot of Conference USA Vikings fans here early with his scrambling and then fumbling. Taysom Hill's getting the crowd all hyped up, so is Jamal Williams and Anthony Sherman on the sidelines. But yeah, it's not been going well passing the ball for Nick Mullins, and really on the ground is the only thing they've been able to do offensively. They bring three tight ends, actually, two tight ends onto the field for this play. Have two wide receivers over there. Looks like it might be another run to Aaron Jones, although it could be a jet sweep. They actually go run to Aaron Jones, and he is tackled in the backfield by, I believe that time it's Jalen Smith on the play, number 54. Can't be disproven because they're not putting up the stats. 3rd and 1. You got to think about bringing in Jeremy Cox. And I understand Jeremy Cox isn't a great overall, and a lot of people don't know who the heck he is. But there he is, and he has been a great blocker early on today. He's been every time they bring him on, he has helped get a first down, and they get another first down here. I don't know. I feel like I formation, honestly, you might think about running this a little bit more because every time you get it, you get a lot more. And I don't know if it's just the fact. I don't know. Jeremy Cox is only one person, but he goes out there and he gets his block every single time. So, I mean, he completes his job right there, and he blocks another guy. So, I mean, Jeremy Cox, I think, is an underrated player on this team. And I know fullbacks don't get a lot of love, other than Kyle Juszczyk, who's probably going to be the only one that's a really great fullback. Jeremy Cox has been very productive here early on, blocking for Aaron Jones. Looks like they have one tight end lined up to the right, probably Tyler Higbee. Looks like 3 wide receivers set here. They go run. Actually, they don't go run. They did this weird play, but Jerry Tillery ends up getting a sack on that play. Yet to see Ziggy Ansah back, so a little bit worrisome if you're an independent Chiefs fan, because if you don't get Ziggy Ansah back by the end of this game, I'm going to assume it's a somewhat serious injury. I'm going to have to roll the die, and sure, you could get 1 week, which is just going to end up 1 game, which is going to end up being this game, but you could end up getting 2, 3, 4 week game, and that would really suck. It would really suck if you lose Ziggy Ansah for that long. I have to do another whole niggling of the roster. It'd be a whole thing. I just got to hope Ziggy Ansah comes back because I don't really feel like I want to put in that work in the roster. But Nick Mullins lines up in the shotgun with Aaron Jones lined up to the left of him. He goes on a passing formation. The Independents brought a blitz. He fired it to, I believe, that is T.Y. Hilton. First catch, I believe, for T.Y. Hilton. Oh, they might have one more. And it brings up a 3rd and 6, which means Nick Mullins has to throw it. Yeah, first catch for T.Y. Hilton. That's not good. But 3rd and 6, Nick Mullins has to throw it, and that's not great. But he lines up shotgun with Aaron Jones lined up right next to him out to the left. And Nick Mullins takes a snap. They have a 4-man rush on him. He scrambles out to the right side of it. He fires. Ooh, wide open to T.Y. Hilton. That was a nice play decision by Nick Mullins, getting it to T.Y. And actually, I don't know why I keep messing this up. It's Zach Pascal. Okay, I'm sorry. Zach Pascal. But Zach Pascal's a really solid player. He didn't do a lot. I gotta say, he didn't do a lot in the game against. I forgot who they ended up playing. I had them play someone that he didn't do a lot in that little game that I had them play, but I don't remember anyone doing a whole lot other than Aaron Jones in that game. So it could just be the production. Plus, it wasn't 15-minute quarter. So they go play action here. 4-man rush with another man off the edge, and they go little dump-off pass to Aaron Jones, but it picks up a solid 8 yards, so getting at the 30-yard line. I don't think the Conference USA Vikes did not get the ball first. So let's say you score a touchdown here. You get the ball after halftime. You score a touchdown there. Suddenly it's a 7-point game. So, I mean, this game isn't even close to over. They go standard formation with Nick Mullins under center. They run it with Aaron Jones. I think he's going to be just short of this first down marker. Actually, it's a first down. They call it a first down. Fatukasi, again, has been pretty solid in the middle. I haven't expected great play from the guys in the middle, mainly because the overalls are not great for these guys. But Fatukasi has been playing some pretty amazing, tremendous football here early on. Nick Mullins lines up shotgun with Aaron Jones behind him to the right. He is given a lot of time to skin the field despite the 5-man rush. He scrambles out. He almost gets sacked, and he does end up getting sacked by Daniel Sorensen. Daniel Sorensen is kind of a do-it-all player. If you've watched the Chiefs over the past few years, not just the independent Chiefs, but the in real life Chiefs. You've noticed Daniel Sorensen in the playoffs. He kind of appears. He is not he's not a starting player by any means, but it kind of makes big time plays in the playoffs, and that's one of them. Daniel Sorensen is just kind of one of those players. Forced an 8- yard loss. What? But 2nd and 18. You're gonna have to do something special here. Nick Mullins cannot try and convert a 3rd and 18. So let's see what they do here. They do a little screen to Aaron Jones. He got it. He has a lot of running room, and he's going to get almost the first down. I think it's going to be a 3rd and 1. Excellent play called by Mike Zimmer on that play. 3rd and inches. And let's see what they do here. I think you have to run. For my opinion, just my personal opinion, you bring in Jeremy Cox for this 3rd and inches. He's been so great in short yardage situations, but they ended up going shotgun. Aaron Jones right next to him. I don't know if it's going to be a running play. It should be a running play. They do go run here, and Aaron Jones punches up the middle for a good amount of yards. Looks like about 8 yards on the run. Yeah, Aaron Jones, 14 rushes, 63 yards. Very productive here early on, despite them only having scored 3 points. And if you look at Nick Mullins' stats, that's the reason why they've only scored 3 points. He has not been very helpful here early on, although on this drive he has been very solid. He's been very much a game manager. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a game manager. I actually think that's better than what Nick Mullins was doing earlier, where he was single-handedly trying to lose the game. So they bring 2 tight ends, one on each side of the tackles. It looks like it's Devin Singletary in the backfield. He throws it on the slant to, I believe, 13, which is T.Y. Hilton. 2nd and 1 it brings up, and I think you got to ride Aaron Jones here. That was the first time I think Devin Singletary saw the field, which is impressive. So, I don't know. I feel like you got to run it here. I feel like you run it up the middle with Aaron Jones, but they're not going standard, so let's see what they do here. They have Nick Mullins in shotgun. He takes the snap and hands it off to Aaron Jones, who is a big hole, and he's not able to get the touchdown, but he does get the first down at the 1-yard line. And if they don't punch it in here, they don't deserve to score a touchdown. I sincerely believe that. It's going to be the 2-minute warning coming up, guys. So we'll see you after the 2-minute warning's up. But honestly, if you punch it in here again, say it before I say it. Punch it in here, right? And you're the Vikes. I don't know. Leaving the 2 minutes to Taysom Hill in this offense is a little bit scary. But let's say you punch it in here, right, with Aaron Jones. You don't give up a touchdown. You score a touchdown after halftime, suddenly it's a 7-point game. So keep that in mind. Nick Mullins actually steps back to pass. He scrambles to the right. He throws it, and I think that's going to be a touchdown to T.Y. Hilton. And Nick Mullins gets his first passing touchdown of the day. T.Y. Hilton gets his first receiving touchdown of the day. And T.Y. Hilton is celebrating. I don't know exactly why Taysom Hill is celebrating on here. But he is, regardless. And nice touchdown catch by T.Y. Hilton. It wasn't horrible coverage by Julian Love. But T.Y. Hilton is he's a really solid receiver. And, I mean, you can see that in every single team. There's going to be a really good number 1 overall receiver. T.Y. Hilton is for that, except for the Sun Belt. But Chris Bellswell on the kick-up. The field goal, it's up, it's good, it's a 14-point ball game. Now, the defense here, the main thing for the defense is do not let up a score. And that is huge, because if you let up a score, it's an uh-oh. It's very much an uh-oh if you're the Conference USA, because suddenly it seems like all your hard work that you put into this drive, which it took a long time. I got to say, if you want to score Conference USA, they're not like they scored really quickly kind of team. They do not have that deep threat offensively. T.Y. Hilton's not that anymore in his career. Looks like, I think that's Chris Boswell out to kick it off. Just came off the extra point, so it might be a little bit shorter. And, into the end zone. I think Golden Tate's going to take a knee there, bring it up to the 25-yard line. 1:55 remaining, so let's see if this offense can get going here. So there is a little bit to balance out here. Sure, if you have a great drive, you have a really great drive, you're driving down this field, it's nice. But if you throw it 3 times, or even throw it twice and then run it, or whatever you do, you give the Vikes the ball back. Although I'm not really concerned about that. If you give them the ball back, I feel like Nick Mullins cannot lead a 2-minute drive. But I think Taysom Hill can, mainly because of his explosive talents on the outside and Golden Tate and Will Fuller. But let's see what they do here. I think it might be a little bit of blitz. They do. They bring a blitz, and it's a quick hit, but got it out to Theo Riddick, who makes a big-time play, gets it up to about the 38-yard line, I mean. That was a nice play by Taysom Hill. He was under duress. He got that ball out quickly to Theo Riddick, and Theo Riddick made a play. And again, how big has Theo Riddick been here for the Independent Chiefs early? He's a player that I didn't expect to see the field that much, but he's just seemed to be the number one running back despite him having Jamal Williams on the roster. He's just because of his passing ability. They go screen here. It's Jamal Williams, but he's ended up being sacked by Larry Ogunjobi. And man, it's really been the defensive tackle position early on. You have Vinny Curry with 2 sacks, but he was at the rushing defensive tackle position when he made those sacks. And Larry Ogunjobi gets in there. That was a large part of the defensive line covering Theo Riddick out of the backfield, but he gets there. He gets a sack on Taysom Hill. And really the only time, there's only been 3 sacks, and 2 of them were Taysom Hill just running straight into Vinny Curry. The other time was a screen. So the offensive line has done a phenomenal job keeping Taysom Hill really healthy despite the 3 sacks. So see what they do in 2nd and 17. 45 seconds left. Taysom Hill just steps back. He throws it to Kyle Rudolph, who picks it about 10 yards. Makes it a lot easier 3rd down. So I believe the Chiefs take that timeout. They do. So if the Vikes stop them here, now again, they're driving, Independent Chiefs. I think your still goals is like a field goal, maybe even a touchdown before halftime. If you get a field goal, it's a 17-point lead. It's a lot better than a 14-point lead heading into halftime, considering they get the ball next. But he throws it. It's a wide-open pass to Will Fuller. And, oh, my God, you cannot leave Will Fuller's head open. He is an absolute deadly threat. He's a deadly threat offensively. I was going to say, if you give the Vikes the ball back with 40 seconds, they might be able to do something, maybe get a field goal before halftime. Never mind. Another thing to keep in mind is the Chiefs have the worst kicker in the entire Madden game, so long field goals really are not on the table with Justin Yoon. So let's see what they do here. It looks like there's only 2 linebackers, with Kevin Byard being one of them. He throws it short to Theo Riddick, who ends up picking up a good 12 yards before getting tackled. Clock's still moving. 203 yards and 1 touchdown already in this half for Taysom Hill. Now, they're not showing the fumble stats. He already has 2 of them. So that's not great. That's not a great thing for Taysom Hill. But this clock's just chewing. I think they have to take a timeout and then take a field goal here. They probably can get one more play off. 9 seconds left. He takes the snap. He scans the field. He throws it short underneath to Theo Riddick, who gets about 8 yards before they take a timeout. Puts a 24-yard line. Only about a 34-yarder, 39-yarder maybe. It's not an especially long field goal. I think Justin Yoon can probably make this one. And, the Independence Chiefs came out here. Theo Riddick has been huge. Honestly, I think he might be their most potent offensive threat. Okay, so they bring Justin Yoon out here to attempt this one. Snap is good. Hold is good. It's up. And it's good. Justin Yoon makes the field goal, making it a 17-point game. But hey, everybody, this is GGB Coles Pepper saying adios, amigos. See you next episode.